catch up. Well, welcome. We are live after a Community Shield that did not see us lift another trophy. Crystal Palace wins in what is kind of the normal situation for us in Community Shields in going to penalty shootout for us. But I think, again, I emphasized this going into this matchup. I'm not going to shy away from, or pretend that I didn't say what I did say. And that is that this was an important game to me, primarily because it is something that allows for any foothold on the season for people to question our abilities or question our hold on defending our crown. And today we went up against a Crystal Palace team that you could argue, rightfully so, won this game. But we also kind of defeated ourselves in this game by allowing for the penalty, allowing for the goal, giving up the goal that we did. That was something that we shouldn't allow to happen. I mean, you shouldn't allow for the play for that kind of play to occur. Simple through the middle style play of progression. It obviously started early for us with the Ekitike goal. Ekitike definitely scored a really, really nice goal, to tell you the truth. Reminded me of something that you probably would have seen from Cody, actually, a goal where he cuts back across the green, moves central, and then fires one that isn't exactly a blast, but certainly a clinical finish in the sense of that it found the back of the net and also went to the spot of the goal that was vacant from Henderson. But again, it should be something of a wake-up call for some of us that this is going to not be a walk in the park this year. I think that, again, I said it last year too, or I said this and continue to say it. I know that, for instance, I don't know if Lee might be joining us, but me and Lee were talking yesterday, and Lee said something of like, "Oh, it was a down year with the league in the sense of like, it wasn't I'm trying to think properly, give him credit for what he said. It basically was the league wasn't as strong as it normally is." And I said, I dispute that. We have two teams that went on to win European titles. We have actually in all two teams to make it to a European, three teams to make it to a European final from our league. Two teams to have won the European trophies. We had five teams qualify because of the strength of our league and coefficients. We have five teams that qualify for Champions League next year. We had, again, Crystal Palace win the FA Cup, now winning the Community Shield. We had some really, really inspiring performances by like Brighton and even Forest for a slight moment through the league, Forest was showing that they were going to battle for Europe. They ended up getting the sixth spot or seventh spot, excuse me, but still the same. We have some real teams that we're going to have to compete against this year. Our first 8 games are not easy games either. Salah mentioned this when I was quickly pushed down or got pushed back by saying this, but I mean, like, I honestly think that Maka should take our penalties this year. I know it's not going to happen, but you know, it is what it is. It'd just be one less thing for Salah to have to worry about, and one less thing to maybe impact maybe some of his confidence when it comes to maybe missing penalties doesn't necessarily boost your confidence. It's kind of a difficult hole to get out of. What else is there to talk about with the game? Again, defensively, no, Maka did not take the pen, by the way. Salah did. And Slot did, and he missed. Let me open up my Sofa score so I can get some of the statistics out there for you. Kind of an interesting game. Salah took our first penalty on the penalty shootout and was off target with his shot. So, and Maka didn't miss. Maka was saved. The point of why I was bringing up Salah's miss was that he missed. He was off target with his approach. That's at least get it on target. But everyone's saying Maka missed also. I still think Maka is a better penalty shooter than Salah, unfortunately. But all the same, we had some untimely misses from our 2 best penalty kick shooters, and we also had an untimely miss from Elliott, who looked very gutted, as in not completing his penalty. It wasn't an easy game. It wasn't an easy game to watch. The first half, we did look very much like a team that came out determined with purpose and focus. Second half, maybe not so much. Second half, a little bit different story. What were your thoughts on the game? How did you feel? What did you feel about the game today? Were you impressed by what we had to offer? Obviously, we had goals from Ekitike, we had goals from Frimpong, assists going to Wirtz and Dominic Szoboszlai. What about, I know Lady B is saying, I disagree about that, Trap Joe. On target or not, a missed penalty is a missed goal. It's not a missed goal. A missed goal it's a saved goal. First off, if you want to get with semantics, but a missed goal is a goal that is off target. If you're gonna have miss out on the opportunity to score the goal. Okay, if you want to get with the semantics again and you want to phrase it that way. Why I say it that way is that if you're going to take a penalty kick, make the goalkeeper make the save. That's my point. You got to put it on net. If you don't put it on net, there's no chance of you scoring if you don't put it on net. That's my point. So, yeah. It wasn't anything about Ekitike being injured, or by the way, or anything like that. It wasn't anything about Ekitike getting injured. More so, it's just about trying to bring in a little bit of I don't know, extra energy, I guess you could say. Or, I mean, a lot. I think some of the players looked a little leggy in that second half. I don't think of yeah, McAllister came in for Ekitike in the 70th minute. I think it was about trying to get McAllister some minutes and also trying to get him in. Endo came in as well. Played decent, not the greatest performance by Endo. Yeah, I don't think Salah had a very off game for us yesterday or today, I should say. Let me see what you guys are saying in the comments. Trudon, I know what you're talking about when it comes to that. I don't think we are witnessing Salah and VVD's decline, but I will say that VVD did not have a good game today, and Salah didn't have a good game today. Statistically, they had the two worst games for us today, which is not good. Not good. But I'm sure the champions the champion spirit inside them will or the winner spirit inside them will spur them to pick up their performance levels. Let's see. Traptro says the first half was okay, but the second half was just awful. Yep. Agree with that. I agree with that. Trudon says, I don't care about losing this game, but the performance leaves a lot to be desired. We don't look ready yet. I agree with that too. Look, people are all talking about this, getting all these players, shuffling out all these players and everything else. I get that it's just a preseason game. Maybe some of us are going to hold off on making posturing judgment on whether we are or what our situation is with this club or where our futures lie with this campaign. And we will see at Anfield. I think our first real test, to tell you the truth, is going to not be just at Anfield. I think it's going to be when we go on the road to Newcastle. I think that will be our first real test as to really gauge what this team has to offer and also what this team is prepared to take on this year as a unit. Red for Life says Verts and Ekitike, played really well together. Mo was quiet. I think Mo had a bit here or there, but Cody should not be getting bullied off the ball that easily. You had to tell me if you thought that was a penalty. Obviously Cody thought it was, but didn't get the call. Poor defending at times. We can't have that at all. We look good, but definitely need to step it up, says Red for Life. I don't know. Lady B is speaking to Trudon. Trudon says also, no, Gravenberg was a big miss, and he's missing the first 3 games. Looking at a team without him, we'll be conceding a lot of chances. Is Gravenberg missing the first 3 games? I thought it was only the first game that he was only missing. Let me double check that real quick for you. Let me double check. I thought it was just the first game he's going to miss. Obviously, he missed today. because of the birth of his child. Yes, it's only the first game, by the way, not the first 3 games. Gravenberch will miss the first game of the 2025-2026 Premier League season due to a suspension carried over from a red card in the last match of the previous season. He received a red card in the match against Crystal Palace and will serve a 1-match ban. This means he will be available for a Community Shield match against Crystal Palace, but will miss the first Premier League game of the season against Bournemouth at home. So it's just the 1 game, not the 3 game, Trudon. Technicalities don't matter when it comes to a penalty shootout, in Trap Joe's honest opinion. I really think it does matter. It really does. It really does. In my humble opinion. Slot has a stick to beat them with now. I reckon we give Bournemouth a spanking on Friday. Red Armchair Supporter, I think that as well. We all know that Arne Slot does not like losing. He's not shy with his words when it comes to losing. I think exactly that. I think that we're going to see a real fire lit under their butts in that way, and especially in being at home, you will see a lot of these players step up and hopefully answer the call. Oh yeah, it was a hot one today. I'm not in England. It's always a hot one here. So that's a whole different story. But it apparently was a hot one. It apparently was a hot one today. Enough so that they had the water breaks as well in the games. Lady B is saying she wanted Rio to come on for Cody. Red for life. I think he keeps the ball better than Cody. I actually thought, and this is just my personal opinion, I thought that I would have liked to have seen Rio get his chance today. I understand that some were saying, at least the commentary I was listening to was saying that maybe Arne Slot saw the way that Crystal Palace was playing us, very physical, and that he didn't want to put Rio in against that kind of physicality. Look, if you're scared because a team plays you physical, and that's the case of, and that's the reason why you don't bring in a player. That player shouldn't be a part of he's not. Then that means the player is not ready to be a part of the club at this level. And I think Rio is. I think Rio is capable of being at the club this level, and he could have provided a spark off the bench for us with his creativity. But Arne Slot chose elsewise. Just elsewise. Only 4 subs today as well, by the way. He used Endo, Maka, Robbo, and Elliott as our subs. We didn't have a 5th sub. So he could have used that sub. And again, could have brought in, even if the player isn't going to be playing with us in the future, obviously, I don't see the point of putting him on the lineup or putting him a part of the squad if you're trying to hold him back from possible injury or something like that, and that's the reason why you don't want to play the player. Then don't put him on the team sheet. Just, give him what we call a healthy scratch from the list. But if you're on the sheet, then you should be able to compete. If you're on the sheet, you should be able to compete. That's like kind of a rhyme there. But that wasn't the case. Chiesa did not get the call. Chiesa did not get the call. I would have liked to see Chiesa get an opportunity today. He's another player that can create some type of creativity. He's not someone that you're going to be scared of being bullied off the ball because of the physicality. But he wasn't given the opportunity, so we move. Gahey and another forward is an absolute priority. I agree with that one. Trudon. Trap Joe's talking about the tactics were bad in the second half. Trudon thinks McAllister was poor or awful, is what he's saying. I didn't think McAllister doesn't look, I wouldn't even call it match fit, I guess, just yet. And it's the reason why he wasn't able to. I know the reason why he didn't get the start was because any player that gets a start should be able to get 90 minutes. You should be able to get 90 minutes out of him. McAllister was not one of those players. The coach knew that. I think he even stated that. But we shall see. We shall see. Let's see. Lady B says, we are poor at one-on-one marking. They mark better than us. That's a good shout. They sat back and were, for a team that was going to give us the majority of the possession, they sat back and did just that. They gave us close to 60% of the majority, close to 60, I think it was like 59% or something like that, of the ball. But yet they created more big chances than us. They had 4 big chances. We only had 2. Pull up the stats actually so I can make sure I'm getting all of them right. We only had 12 shots. They had 14. Let's see. They had 5 corner kicks. We had 2. We have 13 fouls committed. They had 5. We absolutely dominate on passing, but that's something that we normally do in most games. And everything else for them. More obviously with them having more fouls, they had more free kicks, so more opportunities to create. And we had 3 yellow cards in this game. There are 0. So very interesting situation. Very interesting situation where that sits back and lets you play your game, ends up getting really capitalizing on the opportunities and actually having more opportunities, more big chance opportunities. Big up, JK. Thank you for joining us. What's your vibe? What's your take on today's game?
Disappointed, bro. We was in a position to just wrap that game up. The thing was, the way we played that second half was, okay, we got the 2-1 lead, we'll hold it. Hence why Endo, McAllister came on, Akadike came off. So that was a telling sign. And I kept on feeling like attempts and stuff, pretty similar numbers. And I said, Palace got something in on, bang, 2-2. So realistically, we did it ourselves. We should have wrapped that game up, no problem. Salah, with that cross from Gurka is beautiful. Should have scored.
Yeah. Even Smokey's mad about it. I agree with you on that. It's tough when you got to wake up at 5:30 in the morning to get prepped and ready for the roll call, and then 7 a.m. you're watching a game, and to watch what I had to sit through is not exactly happy. Trudon thinks Wirtz is a class act. That's what's up. That's definitely what's up. It's high praise who he compares him to. I wouldn't go as far as that high, Laura. High Laura is saying he guesses Liverpool without Gravenberg is like Man City without Rodri. That number 6 role is important, but our XG was awful throughout the match. Didn't click fully in the final third. I can't emphasize this enough. I know that JK brought it up before this game, but the fluidity that we're searching for or want and need is something that you get by a team that has gelled. A team that has gelled is a team that has played with each other enough that they know each other's tendencies, as in what a player likes to do or what that player wants to do before you do it. You have almost a telekinetic bond with your teammates, and say what you will, but shuffling out as many players as we did is going to take a little bit of process to get that bond going. Talent alone is going to certainly allow for players to play well. Talent alone is going to allow for certain players to even click with each other on certain runs. But the fluidity that I'm looking for, the fluidity that I would like to see this team exhibit on a consistent basis, that's a different story. That's something that you get because you've been in the trenches with this player before, and this is what the player likes to do, or this is what you can expect or from each other. And I think that's something that we have to kind of be as patient as possible for it to grow. I think it will emerge. I think it will grow. But this team has to gel. This team has to come together. And defensively, look, we have to step it up.
Yeah.
Defensively, we were poor defensively, and that includes our captain. That includes our captain on that shout. We need to improve, and if anything, our captain has to recognize it's on his shoulders to make that happen. So,
for me, bro, all the new signings played well. Wirtz, Frimpong. I said Frimpong would score.
Yeah,
Ekatike does real well. Ekatike, bro. Ekatike for me at the bunch was the best. I reckon he really locked himself in for that game. It went pear-shaped when he came off, Look, I like Slot. I think he's a good tactician, this, that, and the other. But I think sometimes he makes simple mistakes. Do we really need an Endo and a McAllister in the 70th minute? I don't think so. I think get the third, then do that. And I think sometimes he does little mistakes that cost us the game, I think sometimes I wish I could just be with him an hour before the game. And at half time, I'm like, bro, this is how I see it. His birthday's a day before mine, so I'd probably get on with him. But you know what I mean, though? Like, come on. He's got a lot of responsibility on his shoulders. So his way of thinking is so precise that he don't go away from that. I think he's very adamant in the way he wants to play his football, the way he wants to run the game and stuff. And I think sometimes, look, Hughes came on for them, bro. He looked like a Spanish midfielder worth 120 million, the way he bloody played. And he sports Liverpool with Hughes. But he came in, Palace took control. Curtis Jones, fair enough, he got all his passes right, 100% passing, this, that, and the other. But I think he's very... You don't notice he's there. Sort of display today. So I think the midfield... It's the midfield, bro. It's always the midfield. I've always said, we want a striker, this, that, and the other. But for me, a number 6 next to Gravenberch with Wirtz in front of him would work well. I think Szoboszlai and Wirtz worked pretty well together. They were passing really nice. And I think first half, we played pretty well. You couldn't moan. And I was thinking, whoa, what second half we're going to step it up again, play even better, because that's the way Slot does it. First half, it's okay, but second half he puts his foot down. But he did it the opposite. I don't understand why he can't keep the same mentality until the 70th minute, and then switch it if you want. You know what I mean? I think he does it too cautiously. Football is not a game of caution all the time. Sometimes you've got to say, you know what, I don't give a fuck. Let's get a third. And I think that was his mistake. Yeah, Slot, man. I ain't an agenda-driven type of guy, and I'm not going to say anything about Slot. I think Slot.
Oh, JK, your mic dropped out. Oh, we lost JK for a second here. Let him figure out what's going on with his mic and what is going on with that. Hey, Red for Life, I asked that question and then I just got pushback about how like Macca missed his goal, missed his opportunity as well. I just personally think Macca is a better penalty shooter than Mohamed Salah. Not saying that Mohamed Salah. I'm not saying Mohamed Salah is a bad penalty shooter. We can hear you now. Yeah. I don't think that Mohamed Salah is a bad penalty taker. I'm not saying that he's rubbish or anything like that. Not by any means. I'm just saying I just think Macca is a better penalty taker. That's all. And why I emphasize the difference between the two misses, if you want to call them that, right? Is that it's one thing to have your penalty saved. That's one thing, because sometimes the goalkeeper just steps up and makes a good save. Maybe he guesses which way you're going to go, or maybe he just, is talented enough to make the save, period. However, you have to get the shot on net. If you miss the net, then you don't even force the goalkeeper to make the save. That's a dramatic difference. And I think that's like when looking at it or rating it, that's what I mean, as in like just put it on net. You might miss it. I get that. Misses happen, but put it on net. At least make the keeper make the save. Don't bail him out by missing it yourself. Really nice performance from Ekitike. Mark A is saying Ekitike is a baller. Balla. Red Armchair Supporter is saying Lady B is talking about Kirkez. What did you think about Kirkez's performance today?
I reckon he played pretty well. Yeah, he went missing a few times when Palace on the right were sort of attacking us. But all in all, he's a solid player, bro. Solid.
Okay. Funny. Lord Rodney Trotter. I think I've seen him before on Bayesian Red's channel.
Only Fools and Horses, bro.
Huh?
There's a program in England. It's a comedy show. It's called Only Fools and Horses, and it's from that.
That's what his
it's a classic. David Jason
tag is from. Got you. I think he supports Spurs. Tell me if I'm wrong, Lord Rodney Trotter. I think he supports.
Yeah, because it's based in London anyway. That program.
Yeah, I think he's a Spurs supporter. I think. I'm not positive, but I think that's what he was. Well, if you saw the first half, you saw our best. And if you missed the second half, well, you missed out on seeing our worst.
Yeah.
Basically.
Yeah,
Realism Jarrett says Palace had plenty of chances. That they did. They had 4 big chances up to our 2.
And this is what I'm saying about next season. I think last season, yeah, our midfield won us the league, but there were games where we got run straight through. I know Norman definitely wants a DM. I love a centre back and a DM. If we're not going to get two centre backs, get one centre back and get a decent DM in. Who, in games like today, took him on, he'll sort it out. You know, I think defensive midfielders are very important. No matter, even if you don't play that system all the time, just to have one there. You know, look, when Harvey Elliott and McAllister came on, we actually took control of the game again. If you notice that, you know. So, DM, man. I'd go DM, striker, centre back, and a winger. If we're going to get 4 guys in, that's what I'd do.
Jeez. That's like, jeez, that's a lot of players. A lot of players.
There's a lot of players, but bro, like we were talking about it before. Look how many mans have left us. A lot of people. Kwanzaa, Trent. Yeah.
Yeah, well, you know, I think a lot of that creativity that we lost from Trent is going to have to be replaced by Verts. Actually, it's a big ask, but I think Verts has the talent and the ability to step it up and give that for us.
That was a penalty by McAllister for me.
Do you think?
Oh, 100%. Because the time the ball came over, he had enough time to put his hands down. You know what I mean? If that wasn't given for me, our team, I'll be gutted. But for me, that was a penalty.
Let's see what else we have to say about it. No, I'm sure Nunez is content wherever he is at the moment, Trap Joe. But again, you know what? For those that wanted our 90-minute goal getter, you know, our last gasp goal getter, Nunez gone. Well, you got what you wanted, and now looking at that bench, we had no real player on that bench that could bring that to us. Minus, you know what it is, minus Chiesa, and our coach decided not to play Chiesa.
And the thing is, what Darwin does, he upsets the centre backs when he comes on. Hence why the mentality of the opposition changes. Hence why we get into the game again. It's a process. Yeah. It's like Darwin, he might not always score, but what he does, he makes their defence sort of not control the game no more. It's like they're on their toes. So for me, it's a mental mindset when Darwin used to come on. We didn't have no one like that on the bench today. Maybe Chiesa could have done something, but as I've said, when McAllister Endo came on, for me, that was locking up the shop. Too long left, bro. 20 minutes left. Plus in due time, so 25 minutes to the left. And he did that move. I think it was a bit too early for me.
See, I'm not alone now. See, I said that early, Mark. I agree with you completely. I think we should I think that's just one responsibility that we should take off of Salah's hands or shoulders.
No, I have no problem with Salah taking penalties. Yeah, he's going to miss. It happens, bro. But all in all, he scores his penalties normally. Yeah, I have no problem because for me, that builds his confidence up when he sees his numbers going up in the Premier League, top scorer.
Oh, absolutely. When you're making them, it builds your confidence. When you're missing them, we've seen it before. I mean, when he was missing them, it got in. You could see it was getting into his head. He ended up missing a couple in a row. Ended up impacting us. Luckily, his 2 misses this year have been in preseason and obviously in this game. But yeah. Realism Jarrett agrees with you, JK. He says, agree, we need an actual DM. Our fans keep saying we don't, or Slot doesn't play with one. If we had the best, he would, to be honest with you.
Common sense, that is for me. Your game's getting a bit overrun. Like today, for example, chuck on your DM, you know, and he makes sure that opposition don't come through like they were 10 minutes before, you know. It's common sense. A DM is a common sense player. You know, yeah. Look, we've
Mark
seen
A
that
does not
season.
agree with you.
Arne
Okay.
Slot don't really like playing, not like playing, but he can play without a striker on a DM in his team. That's the way he plays, bro. And for me, they're my most important positions: number 9 and a DM, along with the goalkeeper and the centre back. So,
Mark A does not believe we need a DM.
yeah, everyone's different.
I think they're, you know, I mean, our DM is unavailable at the moment. Our DM is, even if you don't like him as our DM, still, our DM is Gravenberg. And I think Gravenberg brings the hybrid version of his DM is something that works for us, allows for us to get forward a lot easier than elsewise. I wasn't exact. Curtis Jones had a pedestrian day today. I didn't think he was anything to write home about. We really lacked
too much in the background type of game for him, Curtis.
Mm-hmm.
Get stuck in, get the ball, do a Gerrard, get the ball, take it 30 meters and bang it. Come on, man. How many games you had? You've never done it. Never done it. Like, come on, man. You're playing for Liverpool here, bro. Get the ball, go forward with it. It's like, I'm not asking you to do a Maradona every fucking game, but once in a while, I want to see you get the game by the grip, by the collar, and say, you know what, we're getting overrun here. Let me go and sort this shit out. Simple. Come on, man.
Yeah, very interesting that our goal scorers were two of our new additions. That's an interesting spin to it. And if there's any bit of optimism that you can place on this, and maybe when it comes to let's be honest, we all want to see silverware put into the cabinet, but I think the stat is only one out of the 19 Community Shield winners has gone on to win the league, actually. I think that's the stat. I might be wrong. You can correct me if I am, but that's a pretty wild stat. Pretty wild stat. If you had to, I know that it's tough to give a player of the game in a match where we end up drawing and then eventually losing in penalties. Still, who would you give the player of the match to? And if you want to give it to the opposition player, you can. But I would,
Like for me,
if we were staying for Liverpool,
like Ekatike for us, I think as soon as he came off, our game just went pear-shaped. And for them, I think Wharton looked steady, you know. Good little player.
I thought Sarr was excellent for them today. Obviously got a goal.
When you look at their team, that's their team. You know, they played with them last season. Our team had about 4 changes, something like that.
Yeah.
And they've had a few friendlies and stuff.
I mean, you could say Curtis Jones does start. He does start. He has been a starter,
Curtis Jones,
but I don't think Curtis Jones will be a starter for us this year. It'll be more of a, I wouldn't say super sub, but more of a squad player this year than a starter.
Yeah. If Gravenberch was there today, Curtis would have been on the bench. So.
Exactly. If Brav's there, or even if Maka is fully healthy, there's both of those players start in front of Curtis Jones.
Make or break for Curtis this year.
Yeah.
Has to be.
Yeah.
Like sometimes I just think he don't really appreciate the position he's in. The fans like him, but why he's from Liverpool, we're going to support the lad. We do that. But I think sometimes he don't take that opportunity and think, you know what, I want to win a game for Liverpool on my own. And I don't understand who's talking to these guys. What are the staff saying to these players? Like honestly, what are you saying to Gakpo, to Darwin, to Chiesa, all these people? What are the stuff
Well, you're
saying to
not
them?
saying anything to Darwin anymore.
Yeah, that's them. That's them. Bro.
And who knows? Maybe Chiesa. I don't think Chiesa's tuned out, but I mean, like they've certainly. I don't see why if you're not going to play the player, don't put him on the team sheet. Just don't.
That game was perfect for Chiesa to come on with 10 minutes left, just go and have a go. Because we had no one on the pitch to do that. We had no one.
Yep.
I don't care what
And
anyone
on
says.
top of that, it's not like we ran out of subs, and that's the reason why we didn't get to Chiesa. We only put in 4 subs in this game.
Mm-hmm.
So
and there was no extra time. It was penalties.
Exactly. There could have been another switch up, especially if we're going to end up going to penalties and look like we were going to. You know, you already took out Ekitike. You already took out Verts. You took out Jones. You took out Kirkez. You probably could have taken out possibly could have taken out Cody, but then again, that is one of the goal scorers that you expect to score in a penalty shootout, at least, or even possibly in the game. So you would keep him in, but still.
Who missed the next one after Gakpo, bro? Because my picture went funny. After Gakpo scored his, the second last one for us.
Elliott missed it.
Oh, did it? Oh.
Yeah, Ringlets missed it.
He played all right when he came on as well. Straight away when he came on, boom, busy, get the ball, move it. You know, just simple. I thought he would have scored. I thought he would have scored. Okay.
Yeah,
but hey, come on, look.
Goalkeeper save. Goalkeeper save.
Yeah, Henderson, he had a good penalty shootout. Look, for me, bro, look, next season, I'm looking forward to it. Friday, it's going to come quick. You know what I mean? 5 days, we got
it is.
So I'm not going to
we're only
say
5 days away from the first game of the season.
So whatever business needs to get taken care of, player-wise, hopefully by Tuesday it's done. Because for me, I just feel a centre back. The way Gay was celebrating, bro, he ain't coming to us. That's taking the piss what he was doing. He's going over the top. Palace annoyed me today. Palace fans booing when the Yotta thing at the start. I was like, wow.
that really.
I don't care about Palace. The game first, we got them early on in the Premier League. We could have gone beat them, destroy them. Like, come on. They were booing in that first thing at the start. I was thinking, what's going on here? And I actually like their fans. They're boisterous. They make an atmosphere, you know? But come on.
Yeah, that was very, very disappointing. Whoops.
Kevin says, look, we can't risk Chiesa injury while the window's open. Yeah, I can understand that as well. But
the point is, though, if you can't risk, what is the point of having him on the bench?
Like, come on.
I understand the reasoning. If you don't want to risk a Chiesa injury while the window is open, absolutely. If you're not trying to showcase his talents or showcase that he can play or is going to be able to play, sure, fine. All right, don't play him. However, don't call him up. What's the point of putting him on the roster? If anything, that shows that maybe we had our young guns on. So we had all our youth academy players, or at least 2 of the youth academy players, and also Ben Doak on the bench. So that's 1/3 of the bench is youngsters.
Yeah.
You have a goalkeeper, obviously, it's going to automatically take a spot. So that leaves you with 5 spots on your bench.
Curtis will take one. Gravenberch comes in.
Gravenberch will take one naturally when he's available, obviously. But okay, so he's not available. All right, so it still leaves 5 spots on the bench. Normally, Grav would most likely have taken one of those spots because I seriously doubt that we're going to go into the season and have Doak, Rio and Trey riding the bench for us.
Nah, that's what I'm thinking.
Probably not happening.
Look, if Isaac comes in, he'll take another spot up. Yeah, so the next few days are going to be very important in the way our squad looks. We've really trimmed it up. Got a lot of money in. Did it last season as well. We got rid of all our youth players. So now we definitely need to sort of put our foot down before Tuesday, get it wrapped up. Because by Friday, I don't want to hear no Isaac news. It's like season started. Let's get on with it.
Right. No, I mean, we had no Connor Bradley today. We had no. I think Connor Bradley was because of his progression from injury. And then no Simicast, but then again, Simicast is somewhat of a surplus player at the moment, considering that you don't normally we probably wouldn't have 3 left backs in on your team sheet. We again look like we need a player or two to round out our bench.
Yeah, Jimmy, I agree, Jimmy. What Jimmy's saying about the disrespect and stuff. True. I was just shocked. And that's what I'm saying. I got no soft spots for the clubs in the Premier League, bro. They're all the same. I don't care what anyone says. They don't wish nothing well for Liverpool, because we won it last season. They're going to hate us even more.
It's disappointing. Look, I mean, like this is like one of your first opportunities to be in the spotlight, on the big stage, and to show class and show some real humility, some real humanity as well. And that was disappointing. That was very disappointing, disrespectful, and to the point where it's like, I've definitely lost my own respect for Crystal Palace fans, for them to have that presence amongst them. Let's see. Diego was definitely one of the differences in that last game. That was unfortunate. So we're going to get I agree with Mayor Baltimore, and that I hope that the players take note. They should that everyone's going to this season, more so than last season. You have a target on your back. There is no opportunity for you to take a breather and say, "Oh, well, we can coast through this game." I don't care who it is, if it's Burnley, if it's Sunderland. Every last one of those teams, especially away games, are going to be difficult games to take on. And our first 8 games are just that. We have a bunch of games, some of the important games at Anfield, meaning like the Manchester United derby. We have the Merseyside derby as well, at home early in our 8-game run. But these the first 8 games of the season are going to really, I think, put a real significant emphasis of what we are going to be looking at this year. So the pressure has to be not only realized, but it also has to be something that you're able to maneuver and cope with, because it's not going to go away. If anything, it's just going to get more intense. Add in penalty misses or yellow cards or red cards or stupid things, stupid mistakes start to you compound it with stupid mistakes like that, then you're gonna get in trouble. And maybe even stupid mistakes like we saw in the second half, which was something that we don't want to see going into this Friday. Mayor Baltimore says Chelsea looking really good too. We got to get a center back in and Isak ASAP. Kevin says he doesn't feel pressure at all. He's still being relieved from the fact that we've gotten our 30-year drought taken care of. Okay.
I don't feel no pressure next season. We've got good enough players to win it. Even today, we should have won that game. Tell the truth, 2-1 up. It was cozy.
Oh, we should have. Yeah, we should have. I think that's the reason why he brought Endo in, is because I think that what he thought, and I can emphasize what it was. I think what he thought was, let me bring in Endo, let me bring in McAllister to kind of pull the strings in the sense of regulating the tempo and where and what we do with the ball. And I think that's the reason why he made that switch in the 71st minute. Because that was our first sub of the second half, was Jones out, and then he brought Ekitike out.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know if I would have sat Ekitike, to be honest with you, considering that we don't have another striker.
Yeah.
But then I guess you have to, adjust, and that's what he does with his formations, is adjust the formations to be accountable or suitable to the personnel that we have on the pitch. But
I think football is a game. When it's not broke, don't need to fix it. I think the way we played first half, sorted. And we started the second half pretty well as well. If you remember, Salah was getting more involved as well. And then all of a sudden, bang, it just changed when Hughes came on. So that Hughes guy changed the sort of game, bro. He was mad. How can he change the game? Jones, jump on him. You mark him out the game. You know what I mean? Use your common sense, man. I think sometimes our players lack common sense. You know?
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Hughes got in early. He came in for Hughes that player wasn't even expected to play, to be honest, or at least not at that moment. He wasn't expected to play.
Yeah. He got injured, didn't he, that guy?
Yeah. Kamada got injured, or I didn't see how he got injured, but I saw that he was, pointing towards his knee or something, they said. So,
Hi, Nalante, bro. How you cool?
Big up, Nalante.
Yeah, what's up, guys? You all good? All good? Big up the chat.
Yeah. It could be better. A win always has us in better spirits,
No,
you want to give some thoughts on the game?
Look, I couldn't care less about the Charity Shield, and whether we would win 5-0, unless we lost 5-0, 6-0, then I'll be fuming. But it is what it is. It's penalties, and just to remind people, the last 6 winners of the Charity Shield. The last 6 winners of the so if you want to win the Charity Shield, you would have won the Premier League, because everyone who wins the Charity Shield usually doesn't win the league. I know Palace won't win the league, so us not winning the Charity Shield could be a good thing. So don't worry about it. It's a pre-season trophy. I'm not worried about it. I'm more focused on the performance. And Palace want to do it more. Let's be real. Palace just want to do it more, and fair play to them. I've got no problem with that. The Diogo stuff, look, that was, again, I expect better from Palace, if I'm honest. Now, I mean, Liverpool fans booing the national anthem. Who cares, man? Who cares, man? And so they're going to react to that. Really, that was big. That shame. The one of the Palace fans that are booing, shame on you. But in terms of that, look, everyone is assuming, and there's a good parts of it. Look, don't get me wrong. Works, Kirk has linked up well. Mo Ekitike, that was. I mean, again, it's early days, so I'm not going to go over the board out. But obviously, that was his best game for us, the
Hmm.
friendlies. So that was promising. But and I'm just gonna clarify things here. I'm just gonna make one point. Look, I am tired. I've been arguing today with Liverpool fans, so the Liverpool fans about Endo. And again, I'm going to say I was never, and 12th and JK, we've talked about this. So I'm not going to bore you guys to death, but I wasn't even Endo's biggest fan when we bought him. These two, 12 and JK, done their research and said, look, and I said, all right. And look, no fan, and I'll come against any fan, whoever they are, can tell to me, oh, playing Endo is big step back. When a player has credit in the bank, you cannot say that he's not good enough. And as good as Sobo is and Curtis Jones, you need a solidified DM. And I want Endo to start. If Gravenberch is not 100%, I need Endo to start because let me tell you something, that midfield, again, at times got bullied.
Yeah.
And you need someone to get stuck. And I remember someone said, oh, the system, Slot wants to play a certain way. What a load of bull crap. I'm sorry. Players quick for certain you don't need. Not every player has to be a playmaker. Not every player has to be a deep lying from. You need someone. You need different players with different facilities. If Endo was in there, it gives you more bite in the midfield. It gives you a little something. Give and go releases the mechanics, whoever's in front of him or Sobo works, gives them more, to feed. So I just want this guy to just start and just again. I find it very hard sometimes because I see things what people don't, and again, everyone has an opinion. You know what I mean? Sometimes certain players is solidified. Don't lie to us and tell us this player is that, but then you don't use him. We are not fools. We are not fools. I just want to. This guy Endo just needs to start. I'm sorry. I just need the DM, to do the job. If Gravy's not injured, if Gravy's suspended, that's what it is. But apart from that, the game was what it was. We had good moments. Palace wanted it more. Penalties weren't great from us. Shocking, if I'm honest. They were poor. And Salah needs to, the penalties. But, it is what it is. But we had some good play, some good combinations, attacking wise that you can see. Defensively, PVD, Kanate, again, I think all of us have said it that if we don't get the two centre backs, then boy, you know what I mean? We are in trouble. We are in trouble. And today just shows you a little highlight. So yeah, disappointing. It is what it is, but we move on. That's all I can say really.
Okay. All right. Well, you got that bit of airing out by Lante. We definitely, I think a good number of people in the chat agree that we do need a center back. And there are some that agreed with you. I see Trudon did that. You need that you would need to see a central DM or a DM to be a real DM to be a part of that pivot. Having Curtis Jones and Dom there today didn't necessarily help us control the midfield. And again, I did understand, and I do agree with what you have to say. I know people can sit back and say, "Oh, well, this is just you saying this from hindsight," or this is you, playing Monday quarterback. But like, it could have been a difference if we had that midfield be Endo and let's say a Dominic Szoboszlai or even a Curtis Jones, but I would prefer Dominic Szoboszlai be in that pivot with Endo so that you could see Dom orchestrate himself more into going forward. If not, if it also meant like, I guess one reason why we weren't going to play McAllister in that role today was because again, because of his limited minutes that he was going to be available or going to be utilized or be able to be utilized. It is what it is. Chris Angel makes an appearance. Okay. I did think that I heard the Dark Side anthem in the background slightly, but Chris Angel, big up, big up. Let's see. Kevin's asking, does Slot's double pivot need a central DM or a CDM? I think it does if you're going to try to bring one of those pivot players into the offense. It's good to have at least someone that can provide coverage in that midfield if we get turned. So that is my humble opinion. JK, did you want to bring something out?
Yeah, but like for me, you got two players to fill them two positions. You need one who's a bad man in there who's just going to destroy everything. Common sense.
Right. Yeah, I see that.
Yeah, you see that in it, yeah.
Hey, it is. But it is. We do not get the opportunity to lift the community shield. This is now another trophy that Crystal Palace are adding to their limited cabinet. I think this is like is this their second trophy that they get to put in there, something like that.
No. We've got Hollywood problems,
right, exactly.
When you think about it, bro.
They'll put the community shield right next to that FA Cup. But
they're doing a parade tomorrow.
Yeah, they'll have a parade for the community shield.
They will.
Oh, will they? Well, if they do, then
Big up,
then more power to them. Yep, it's the second in 120 years.
Wow.
Hey, apparently we just like giving clubs trophies.
Yeah, come on, Newcastle today.
In a long time. We're in a generous mood.
Look, bro, it's two finals that Slot's sort of played in, and he hasn't done well, both at Wembley and stuff. And I hope he'll learn something from them two games. Thank God he went the Champions League final. You know what I mean? So.
Mm-hmm. Chris thinks we'll be fine. He says we need time to get to gel. He thinks we will be firing on all cylinders once Champions League starts. Congratulations to Crystal Palace.
Good point.
Yeah.
Good point.
I don't know. The reaction to the Jota thing makes me not really like too magnanimous to be saying congratulations. That really got under my crawl to hear them.
Yeah.
Like, you want me to respect your club and the accomplishment, but yet you're gonna, really darken the moment by booing. That was unclassy, completely unclassy.
Yeah, well, unfortunately, in every fan base, there's a few minus idiots. That's even the Liverpool fan bases. So you just kind of just have to ignore. Yeah, we just have to ignore them and just say, you know what, finally, this is not all of them are like that. Just condone those idiots that did that. That was just stupid, and
Yeah, no. If anything, you know what? If anything, Crystal Palace fans should be overemphasizing the fact that they abhor that kind of behavior and call it out. I know every fan base has idiots, but call out those idiots so that they understand that they do not walk with you. If you remain silent, that means that in the end that you're not only allowing for it to happen, that you're compliant to it happening, and that's not cool. That's not cool and under any circumstance. You know, if you see people being racist in the crowd, call that out. If you see people, being abusive to people, call it out, because we all want to have a safe environment to enjoy the game in, and we all want to be able to be good human beings. Is that too much to ask? So that's just my perspective. Before we wrap up this episode, because I'm not sure if I saw Brian was going to go live. I'm not sure if he's going live yet or not. If he has, certainly hop on over to his show. But if he isn't, hopefully we're not I'm not overlapping his show. VVD and Kirkez, oh, absolutely. VVD and Kirkez have to work out. There was a lot of people. I saw Lady B was saying that she was concerned about the I can't redirect. I looked for that option on StreamYard during the thing, by the way. I don't see the redirect. Let me see if I can. I don't see it. But I did say that, or I did notice that people were saying about Kirkez and about how Kirkez is his performance wasn't exactly up to the level that they were hoping he would be at. Look, some of these players are going to have to, again, it's going to take a moment for us all to watch players be able to gel and really, really be able to get us really firing on the levels that we are firing at the places and that we are the levels that we would like for it to go. I don't have the ability to redirect. I don't have the ability to redirect. I don't see that in here. I know that I think it was K-Max said it's in StreamYard. I do not see it in any of these settings. So unfortunately, I don't have that ability. But I will say this. Friday, people, we have a bunch of shows. We'll have a preview show before the match. We have some episodes coming up that are going to do some deep dives. We are not going to do, I'm not going to do a player review for this game. Simply not that interested in doing so. And look, again, we're going to hear a lot of crap from the rivals. We're going to hear some trying to. We're going to hear some trying to make a mountain out of a molehill with this game. It's one game, and it's not even for it's preseason. So we move. Big up. Streets have arrived. I see that. Is there anything you want to say to the people? Anything?
I hope we buy a few players in the next 3 days. Yeah, and bless up the people in the chat always.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. JK, if you get a chance to double check and make sure that that Crab is linked with the league. He just wanted to make sure. But if you're new to it, there's the link. You can just hit that to join the league. Like JK said, I think you don't have to. If you're a part of the league last year, it renews, or at least gives you the option to renew and rejoin the league again if you want to. I hope that you do, because it was fun. Hopefully we have a little bit more banter this year.
Is his name Rasta's on there? Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's there.
Okay. Nolante, anything you want to say to the people before we bounce out? Give them a little piece. Yep. Now you're good.
No, not much. Big up everyone in the chat. It is what it is. We continue. We move. And yeah, man, we'll go on, man. It's only the community shield. Let's just go on, but certain players need to fix up and fix up quickly. This league is unforgiving, and we've got no time to rest on our laurels. That's it.
Yeah. What does it say? No rest for the wicked, or something like that, or something along those lines. But like, yeah, 5 days to the start of the league for us. 5 days till we return to the real Anfield, and 5 days before we take on defending our crown. So hopefully we can get it together. Hopefully Slot can get these players on the same page. Allow for these players to shake off whatever it is that they got going on in their heads right now from this loss, and recognize the fact that we move, people. We move. Other than that, again, join the league if you can. I wish everyone a great Sunday. And yeah, if not, can you put Irishman's link in real quick? I don't know, or I don't know if he's live or not right this moment, but hold on, let me see if I can.
Yeah.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah, I'll
Hold
put it
on
in.
a second. He is live, I see. Okay, you did. Cool. All right. So yeah, if you can go over, give him a 12th man raid, since he's usually on before me. If you can, put a 12th man raid in there, and wish him a good show. Again, up the rest, people. Let's keep up our spirit. It's only a preseason matchup. It would have been nice to have won. I think it would have been a nice little notch on the belt, but we moved again. So let's keep an upper lip and keep it moving. All right, my people. We will see you soon. Definitely enjoy your weekend, or the rest, or the end of this week of your weekend, and definitely up the Reds each and every time. See you guys tomorrow. We'll be live tomorrow, 9:00 UK time. Okay? And then peace.